Cary Grant was an accomplished actor known for his sophisticated demeanor. Thanks to his acting chops and good looks, he quickly rose to the ranks of Hollywood's A-list. His marriage to Betsy Drake, his third wife, was destined for greatness, but that was short-lived due to his lingering insecurity. Join Facts First as we delve into how Cary Grant's marriage crumbled after an affair with Sophia Loren. Even though Cary Grant was usually quite comfortable striking up a conversation with a woman, he had to send Merle Oberon over to the young performer he had just seen in London to invite her to dinner. That night in 1947, Betsy Drake sat and dined at the captain's table with Grant, among other Hollywood's A-listers. And before the Queen Mary anchored in New York, she and Grant were already head over heels for each other. Betsy grew up bouncing between family members after her jet-setting parents lost their fortune in the stock market crash. Her family was responsible for building Chicago's luxurious Drake and Blackstone hotels. Acting helped her overcome her speech impediment, which led to the start of her professional career. Over time, she honed her skills and was eventually cast in a play. Grant spotted Betsy from the crowd during a London West End performance of Deep Are the Roots. Betsy was 24 and he was 43, but their ages didn't matter because they were both intelligent and curious. Betsy was an avid reader and self-taught photographer. Grant, whose birth name was Archibald Leach, developed his refined demeanor through extensive reading and studying in his own time. His smooth demeanor, however, was only a facade for the lingering insecurity he felt as a result of his disadvantaged upbringing, which included a father who drank too much and a mother who left the family when he was very young. Nearly 20 years had passed before Grant learned the truth that his father had placed his mother in a mental institution against her will. Betsy and Grant tied the knot on Christmas Day 1949, with his friend and fellow billionaire Howard Hughes serving as best man. Betsy quickly discovered how challenging a relationship with Grant could be. Becoming Cary Grant author Mark Glancy claims Grant struggled to form lasting relationships after the premature death of his mother. After they tied the knot, he developed major issues with suspicion, distrust, and insecurity. Betsy made an effort to put his mind at ease. She prepared meals for him, read him poetry at breakfast, and researched hypnosis in an effort to help him and her kick the habit. Her 1948 film Every Girl Should Be Married was critically acclaimed, but she only worked occasionally after that. She claimed Grant ate her life and that she gave up everything to win his approval. For a short while, she had Grant slow down so they could both enjoy their Beverly Hills and Palm Springs mansions, but he soon became restless again. Betsy did not fare any better in her attempts to pique his interest in starting a family. According to an interview for Closer with his fifth wife, Barbara Grant, Grant has often said he isn't selfless enough to want to have children. Soon after, Grant left home to play a role that impacted his life significantly. In 1956, he was cast alongside Sophia Loren in The Pride and the Passion. Her intense screen presence and breathtaking beauty made her the idol of a whole generation. While filming, Grant fell in love with Loren, a woman 30 years younger. Speculation about an affair between the two was rampant, and rumors that he proposed to her on set were even more so. In their first meeting in 1956, Grant played a joke on the Italian star by making it seem like he had confused her for another actress. Their friendship began on improbable terms, but as they grew closer, it transformed into love. Grant, who was already on his third wife, expressed dissatisfaction with his current situation. On the other hand, Loren's future with her husband seemed uncertain as his efforts to get divorced from his first wife proved difficult. Despite her commitment to her love, Ponte, Loren fell in love with Grant and began an affair. This video is brought to you by Established Titles. Have you ever been interested in being a lord or a lady? With Established Titles, now you can become one, for real. You could officially change your name to Lord or Lady and get it on your credit card, plane tickets, etc. You can even get it on your dating profiles. You can purchase title packs that give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate in Eddleston, Scotland. With the purchase, you will receive an official certificate with a crest. Your certificate features a unique plot number with which you can see the exact location of your land. Established Titles told me that the first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot within a few minutes of walking. Depending on how many of you want to become a lord or a lady, we can build our little Facts First kingdom. They plant a tree with every order and work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support global reforestation efforts. It makes an amazing last-minute gift. Established Titles is actually running a Labor Day sale, plus if you use the code FV10, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/FV10 to get your gifts now and help support the channel. After Betsy arrived on the set of The Pride and the Passion, she discovered her husband had been having an affair with Sophia Loren. Betsy was so ashamed she decided to leave immediately, making reservations on the Andrea Doria. On July 25th, in dense fog near Nantucket, her ocean liner was involved in a collision with another vessel. Betsy made it out alive, but many others perished. She went into a tailspin after her near-death experience and Grant's infidelity, but things really went downhill when her husband let her know Sophia would be co-starring with him in Betsy's romantic comedy Houseboat. Actor Rosalind Russell recalled Betsy was no longer herself following the incidents. Despite Grant being clouded by his feelings for Sophia, she was emotionally confused. Loren was conflicted about Grant's advances and described that time in her life as strange, despite his letters, gifts, and desire to marry her. Even though she thought Grant was a great guy who was charming, handsome, and very romantic, she warned that accepting any proposal from the actor would have serious consequences. She admitted to SMH that Grant had fallen in love with her and had asked her to marry him, but doing so would have required to leave Carlo, her lover, which would cause a major scandal. Loren had to make a difficult decision between staying with Grant and her Hollywood acting career or going back to Italy. She revealed to Vanity Fair she loved both Grant and Ponti, but she ultimately felt she had to choose between the two. In 1957, she ended her relationship with Grant and returned to Ponti. Soon after, in September of that year, she wed Carlo Ponti, who was an Italian film producer. Even after getting disappointed by Loren, Grant couldn't find his way back to his wife. Betsy tried therapy, which included LSD treatment, which was accepted and legal at the time as a means of coping with traumatic experiences. She talked Grant into giving the therapy a shot in the hopes it would help him deal with his repressed emotions from youth. His ego exploded and he flatly refused. Their marriage had been on the decline, but that was the final straw. Betsy claimed that one morning, while they were eating breakfast in bed together, Grant did ask her a question, to which she responded, "Go screw yourself." She also remarked that after that moment, they both knew it was too late to save their marriage. Although Grant's second marriage to actress Diane Cannon lasted only 2 years, the work he put into confronting his past allowed him to fulfill his lifelong dream of becoming a father. The birth of his beloved daughter, Jennifer Grant, in 1966 was his proudest moment. Before she was even born, he filmed his final role. Having stayed at home, he was able to spend as much time with his daughter as possible and cherish the formative years they shared together. Even though the couple was only married for 13 years, Betsy had a significant effect on the renowned actor. Betsy completed her education at Harvard, where she received a master's degree in psychology and went on to become a novelist. She lived to be 92 but only married once. She was on good terms with Grant until his death in 1986. According to Grant, despite his best efforts, he was never able to pin down the precise reason why he and Betsy broke up. Loren also never remarried after Carlo Ponti died in 2007. They had 3 children. The rumors about her affair with Grant persisted despite the fact that she and Ponti stayed together until his death. Loren cleared the air about her relationship with Grant in a recent interview with the Radio Times. According to her, Grant never proposed. All they had was a moment of overwhelming emotions for each other. Loren said that Ponti was the love of her life, and she would not have said yes if Grant had proposed. The only thing she truly regrets is not getting married while wearing a white dress. However, she has always wanted to do that, and the thought of it still inspires her. Now it's time to hear from you. Which part of this story was most surprising to find out about? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.